You never know what's back here. Oh, you never know if the door is going to be open either. That's great. Can't get into the crypt of horror. Well, folks, I wonder where we can hunker down and do our intro. Well, anywhere. Let me throw my Interocitor helmet down. You know, we're talking about a science fiction film, so thought I'd bring it along. We got a really interesting film for you coming up. It's called Crash of the Moons. It's one of those Rocky Jones films. Yeah. Now, Rocky Jones was a television show, and I can't admit to having watched it. I feel kind of guilty about that. It was made in the 50s. This is 1954. However, you know, I was born in 1954, so I guess I got an excuse. It was 2 episodes put together, and it deals with these 2, what they call the gypsy moons, that sort of revolve around each other. And these 2 gypsy moons, well, are on a crash course. They're going to run into each other and blow up. Now, Rocky Jones is played by Richard Crane. Now, Richard Crane, you might have seen him in some other films. He's in the Devil's Messenger and things like that. But he does a nice job. Now, obviously, this is a show that was shot for kids. And very much it has the kid element in here. You look at the special effects, yeah, it seems very artificial. I'll tell you, you know, if you've got a washer and dryer at home, just stand in front of those and pretend like those are the console to your spaceship and things like that, and your deck and so on. Hey, you probably got some probably more sophisticated special effects going on than this film gives you. Okay. Now, the film, I was just going to read off some of the great names, and this really shows you the kiddie angle for this thing. Rocky Jones, of course, what a great name for a main character. We have Winky. What a great name. They call him Vinky once in a while, too. Scotty Beckett plays him. We also have Vina Ray. Vina Ray. Oh, what a great name for a spaceship lady and type of things like that. Sally Mansfield. And she's sort of kind of a strong woman for a kiddie show, so she's got some currency going there. Likewise, we have Bobby. We got to have a little kid, right? We got a little guy. We have a baby in here called the Little Prince, too. He's kind of cool. We have Professor Newton. Right? If you got to have a scientist, you got to have name him Newton, right? You can't go wrong with that. We have another guy a couple other people kind of remember. Cleo Lanta. Cleo Lanta. She is the queen or the president. I never could figure out exactly what she was. She's the leader of one of these moons. And she's sort of like Scarlett O'Hara out in space and things like that. She's always talking about the land. You know, I don't care about the people. It's the land. You know, the land is the thing. And of course, that's the lesson that she has to learn because she keeps thinking, you know, I just want land. I want land, the planet. I don't care. Blow up people. You know, people aren't important to me. Okay. And of course, will she learn or not? Will it be as God is my witness, I shall not starve again type of thing for Cleo Lanta? I like her a lot. We also have a guy named Atlassian. Atlassian. What a great name. We also have a guy named Patunda, okay, and Bavaro. Okay, Bavaro. You know who plays him? John Banner. Remember Schultz from the Hogan's Heroes show? Schultz. Well, of course, I'm doing Clink there. Clink. But it's he's in this film, and he's one of the leaders of another moon. Okay, and of course he's the humanitarian type. He recognizes that it's not the land. Okay, he's willing to even sacrifice his own moon there, right, to save the people of both moons and so on. Of course, Cleo Lanta, she's all kind of screwed up on the whole thing, right? Likewise, we have the Little Prince, who's a little baby, and we got a lot of stuff going on that really makes this film really nice. The film is directed by Hollingsworth Morse, and he made a lot of television stuff in the past, and did a lot of work in this medium. Now, might as well head out of here. Crash of the Moons. You know, some of the special effects are pretty cool. One, I like sort of the decorations that they have on the various situations. Like different moons will have different patterns. Like, you know how we have the flag and stripes and eagles and things like that to represent the good old USA. There they have like lightning bolts and little squiggles and things like that represent their planets. You know, it's like their insignia and so on. I could do one of them real easy, like, you know. It's just sort of like a little line, you know, like here's the insignia for our planet Deltoid or something like that. Like that. Okay. It's like, oh, when you see that symbol, you know, salute or something like that. You know, little Bobby, he would be telling you, salute you know, deltoid, right? The whole bit that planet important. Now, Rocky Lane and Winky, okay? I was reading some stuff about Winky, and somebody said that he's obviously a gay character. No, I don't think so. Okay, I think he's a manly type. One point, even Rocky Jones even has to dissuade him. He goes, oh, you know, Winky says, oh, that Cleolantra is kind of a cool lady, you know. And they say, oh, no, wait a minute, you know, you don't want to get involved with her. You know. Later on, he's even thinking that there's this other person who this Trianka or something like that, who's sort of an interesting woman, and they say, whoop, she's married. So Winky has his eye out for the ladies. Okay, so I'm not sure what film they're watching, but certainly Winky's a character to sort of reckon with. Rocky Jones, he's tough. They do a lot of great stuff in here. There's scenes where they have to fight and so on, and roll around on the floor and stuff, you know. Boy, I wish I would have had a chance to be in there. Likewise, it's a film that's going to allow you to see some of the more interesting ideas in the 50s about how television should work and so on, and how we can handle special effects. There's a lot of great shots in here where, for instance, you get all these great spaceships. They have to evacuate the moon, right? You know, all these moons, they got to get all these people off of here because this Federation of Planets, or whatever they're called, they find another world for these people to sort of go to. So it's like, okay, they say, oh, we're ready to evacuate, and they show you this field, like 15 ships on it. I don't know how many people they can squeeze into those ships, but geez, must be a small population on that moon there. But they get off, okay? Get them out of there. Now, there's a great piece of special effects in there as well, where I'm not giving anything away. The moons are going to run into each other, but take a look at when the moons do collide. Look good. Look good. Reminds me of When Worlds Collide. Remember that great film? Okay. So there's a great deal of, some things to keep your interest. One of the things to do, perhaps, as you're watching this, and I found myself doing this a lot while I was watching the film, it was made for television, okay? And obviously there were television spots there for commercials. So as you watch it, see, you know, it's just as a guessing game for yourself. Where do you think the commercials fit? You know, where would there be that obvious pause so that we could sort of break and have a commercial? Well, this isn't the only of the Rocky Jones films. There's quite a few of them out there, okay? Compilations. This is the only one that we have, Crash of the Moons. You know, it's a film that should have had Crash Corrigan in it. He's not. That's sad. No Crash Corrigan. Likewise, no gorillas. Should have had a gorilla in there. But at least we have Rocky Jones, and Little Bobby, and the Little Prince, and how those fellas work out. I think you're going to enjoy. I think you're going to have fun. I smell something in here. Ah. Wow. That wall is nice and blue. Well, folks, I think I'll go over here and see if Smokey is around. I don't see no Smokey. As usual, he's out hiding around. Well, is he in there? You see him? No? Okay. Well, folks, Crash of the Moons, 1954, the year I was born. I think you're going to enjoy this. Rocky Jones, Space Ranger. Roll him, Smokey. Boy, I wish I knew where Smokey was. Probably out with a monkey.